Just one. I mean, I can't say it enough in terms of how proud I am of that group of young men and my coaching staff, and to kind of withstand me and what I felt at the time was the right thing to do. As much as my wife will probably make me sleep on the couch tonight. You gotta fight for your team, and now, I mean, that's a really good officiating crew, and I got a lot of respect for those guys. But at the same time, I mean, I wanted it to be known that it was I was my guys needed to know that I was going to fight for them, and I was proud for them to give me the hard hat at the end of the game. Wasn't expecting that, but our guys knew tonight. I mean, we were playing for someone that who's the toughest Cowboy of them all, and that's a young man by the name of Henry Dolan, who before I got here 2 years ago, he was diagnosed with a really bad leukemia, cancer, and he came over here and signed with the Cowboys, and Coach Edwards and the team did a tremendous job with him, and he's just an honorary member of the team. And he's a guy. He's a young man who epitomizes what real Cowboy toughness is. And I got a video from his mom this morning showing him walking through the hospital, ringing the bell that signifies his last cancer treatment, and he's cancer free. And so 3 years later, he's cancer free. And I showed the video to our guys before the game, about 30 minutes, and said, guys, this is, we can make a lot of excuses. We've played 5 games in 12 days. How tough are we? Because this is what toughness is right here. I mean, this is, basketball is basketball, but in life, when you have what he faced, and to be able to face that every day when you're 8, 9, 10, 11 years old, that's what true Cowboy toughness is. And our guys, they wanted to win this game tonight for him, and they were saying his name after every huddle. They knew Henry was with us, and tomorrow I'll make my way over to Burns Elementary School at some point to present him the game ball and the hard hat, because he's the toughest Cowboy of them all. And if we can continue to kind of walk in his footstep and his shadows, we'll continue to do good things.
Jeff, last year, this happened against New Mexico, and you went and watched the game next door at the hockey rink. Where'd you watch today's game, and how hard is that to watch?
Yeah, it's really hard now. I mean, more so the text messages from my wife chastising me. She's known me since I've been in the 6th grade, and so I mean, it's not like she didn't know that I fool people sometimes. I'm pretty stoic, and I'm pretty even kill, but I guess I can blow a circuit, and she's probably witnessed it a couple times over the course of the 30 some years we've been together. So, but with that, I was in the 72-20 room watching, and it's easy to be the armchair quarterback. So I was pretty much like you guys and everybody else tonight, wondering why we were doing certain things. But when you have an experienced coaching staff like I do, when you have an experienced team, when you have guys on the floor that have a lot of intelligence, and we played so much together, they pretty much coach, especially from an offensive standpoint. I mean, they just pretty much put themselves in the positions they thought they needed to put themselves in, with a little guidance from the coaching staff. But it's not too complicated. Just make sure you get the ball to Graham, or get to Maldo, space the floor. Now Maldo, he sprained his ankle pretty good there, and so he didn't feel like he could really do a lot. But luckily down the stretch, the adrenaline kicked in, and what can you say about that crowd? I mean, I could hear that crowd reacting. Kind of was, luckily it wasn't tape delayed by 5 seconds like it was at Air Force, to where I could actually know what was going on. And so just a tremendous effort on all parts, and just the winning plays that we made down the stretch. I mean, the Cowboy toughness that we talk about, that was on full display.
Jeff, is it a little bit frustrating watching the way that Graham gets officiated sometimes? It feels like he gets the Shaq treatment where you're getting an offensive foul and, touch fouls on the other end.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to comment too much on it. I just, it's also too where Graham has to understand and learn, what he can and can't do. But It's not even him. It's, David Roddy, Orlando Robinson, some of the bigger guys in this league where, it's hard. And the officials have a hard job, man. I mean, it's hard. I mean, in terms of trying to decipher some of these rules and the in between. And that was an all-star crew that we had. And it just happened not to go the way. And I didn't agree with those two calls early, that early on. But it's not a good thing. Getting ejected, let me re-emphasize, is not a good thing. And so I promise not to do it again. So at least I can get in the house tonight.
Graham did so much to win this game, but what was kind of your thoughts on him? You had two good looks at threes, one late in regulation, one in overtime, and he gets the offensive board on both of those. Just his knack for making those plays.
Well, I mean, that's what, first team all league, player of the year type of guys, that's what they do. I mean, they make winning plays in those moments. And, the two times I've gotten ejected in my college career, I mean, it's been sticking up for that guy, which, he's worth sticking up for, but I'm just telling you, and that's the beauty of it. And he knows, and he was going to go scratch and claw, and he was going to do whatever he needed to do to win that game. And that's what he did. And that's why he's a special player.
What was the difference, Jeff, between Justin Bean in the first half and Justin Bean that showed up in the second?
I mean, Justin Bean's just he's a really good player. I mean, talk about toughness. I mean, he's got a lot of toughness, and they're a hard guard. I mean, they just really space the floor. I mean, their ball movement, player movement. They've gotten a lot better offensively over the course of the last couple of weeks. And first half, I mean, those guys, Coach DeWeese at halftime, let those guys know that, I mean, you got no chance to win if you're going to let them shoot 60% again. And for us to actually be down 4 at a half, I thought was, that was actually a win. The way that kind of evolved, Graham being on the bench for 16 minutes, Maldo playing on one leg and just kind of being disorganized a little bit. And a lot of that happened. I mean, that's my fault for putting us in that situation. But, for us to be down 4 and made a couple adjustments at halftime that made the difference in the second half and overtime.
You guys good?